So the game that I'm going to show you today is called the pigeon game. So you're at the park and you're just feeding the pigeons, right? This is going to encourage at least a pause and hesitation when you're sitting down, because he's going to want to initiate this game. So this is going to discourage someone sitting and Danny Boy craving for attention, jumping up and doing all those unwanted, undesirable behaviors when someone is sitting. Danny Boy, Danny Boy. Sometimes you've got to use a value of treat that is higher than the behavior that he wants. So jumping up on someone is pretty valuable to him because it's love and affection, right? So sometimes a regular old treat is not going to do the trick in this case, because he'd much rather just sit and snuggle. So think higher value, and I'll give you a list of higher value things to try for him. So I'm just gonna, when we first start to initiate the pigeon game, pretty much anytime he approaches, and you see, sometimes you gotta put it right to his nose, get him to follow it and toss. It's gonna be pretty constant. Like as soon as he approaches, we're gonna toss out and feed those pigeons every time. Because what you're looking to build is a pause and a hesitation, and then you give the treats directly to the dog for not jumping up on you. And this is going to teach him the desired approach that you're looking for here. So let's see what he does this time, because we've been consistently throwing treat away to the pigeons. He's looking for them. He's making sure none of them were missed. You can even, if he gets too distracted, which sometimes they do, especially when you are tossing a high value treat, you can also use your good boy, your come when called protocol as well, because you're doing the same thing as that game. You're tossing the treats away. So you're also, like, let's say if you're giving him directly, but then he gets overexcited and feels like he wants to, it looks like he might be thinking about jumping up, then you're gonna immediately toss in that case. So let's let him eat those little bites. Danny boy. Good job. Good boy. And sometimes it's okay to pause and hesitate for just a second. Let him make that choice himself on whether or not he's gonna jump. What a good boy. And this is really kind of going back to just rewarding the behaviors that we like and that we want, and redirecting the behaviors that we don't want. So obviously he loves the treats I'm using today. So he, it's not going to be uncommon for when we use a higher value treat, he might be a little bit pushier, which if you'll see, what I'm waiting for is just 5 seconds of calm, which I'm getting pretty easily here, which is great, and he's going to get rewarded for that. So if you have to switch on to stationary behaviors, which is just a nice calm settle in front of you and not being pushy, the longer he stands here being polite, that's going to go into its own mini game. Okay, sorry. My phone was throwing all kinds of notifications at me. Okay, so it kind of goes into its own mini game of, hey, let's reward calm behavior. And then you can go back to the pigeon game. And you'll notice how he's being a little bit pushier. While he's doing that, it's very important that he's really getting nothing from me. No eye contact, I'm not saying words to him, and I'm even kind of tucking in and turning away just a little bit. That way, I'm being very careful not to accidentally reinforce the behavior that I don't want. Sometimes, even if we scold, it's actually pretty reinforcing to the dog, because when you think about it, when they're being pushy, Danny, off, good boy, and all I did was guide him down with my hand that has treats in it. Once he settles, he'll give it a treat for getting off, but I want to make sure that he doesn't jump off and still push for that treat or that attention. Good boy, before I reward him. So what happens is we're kind of kicking into, killing a lot of birds with one stone here. You're playing your pigeon game to build that hesitation before we just come right up, right? We're also, excuse me, we're also working on rewarding calm, right? When he's calm, he's gonna get reinforcement. And then we're also working on a little bit of stationary duration. So we're also working on getting Danny Boy to sit calmly for longer periods of time, and for that to be his new normal. So when we're pushy, he gets nothing. Eye contact is important here. You have to make sure that no words are being spoken to him and no eye contact is happening. Make it a point to tuck and turn, because that is the language that dogs speak. Danny Boy. Good boy. So when you're working on duration, remember how we said the 5 seconds of calm a second ago? You're really just building off of that. So you start at your 5 seconds when he's already offering the calm, right? Yes, good boy. Then you go another 5 seconds. Good boy. Oh, we dropped some. Can you get it? It went right in between my feet. Okay. Danny Boy. Turn this way. Yeah. So wait for that point of calm and go 5 seconds after that. Uh-oh. Off. Good boy. Good boy. Can you sit? Good boy. Good job. So right now we're focusing on sit. We're gonna get a little bit more comfortable with going into down position, and you can do the same thing in down position as we're doing here with sit, with your 5 seconds, treat, 5 seconds, treat. So the second that he isn't sitting calmly for treats, all you're gonna do is reset him and start the clock again. So let's say, for example, let's say he gets up, right? Uh-oh. Can you sit? Yeah, I know, my hands smell delicious. Danny Boy. Good boy. Can you sit? Sir, you getting done with this game? He's like, I don't want to be calm. Actually, what he wants to do is sniff in here because all the fun things happen in this room. Danny Boy, you're going to get stuck, you big goof. Come on. We're going to feed the pigeon, maybe get him back in the game. Good boy. Good boy. You see how my hands immediately came up. Try to disengage a little bit here. Making sure not to reinforce the behaviors that we don't want. So I'm getting calm, right? He's much calmer, except for that he wasn't sitting, and that's what I want to focus on for duration. Danny? Hey. Can you sit? Oh, that was a loud noise, huh? He's like, you're in a weird position for me to sit. Let's see if I can stand. Danny boy, come here, handsome. Can you sit? Can you sit? No, you can't do it? Can't do it today? Danny boy. You done? I think he might be done, so we're gonna give him a little break and we'll bring him back and we'll do a couple more things and make another video for you in just a little bit.